Did you know White Rock, BC has been listed on MacLean's magazine Most Dangerous Places to Live list? This is absolutely mind-blowing and incredibly concerning. So often I get asked if White Rock is a safe place to live. Just how safe is it really to live in White Rock? This information is not easy to find, so I've dove deep to find you the best information about the city of White Rock and exactly how safe it is for you and your family. If that all sounds good? Let's get into it. My name is Darren, a realtor with McDonald Realty in Surrey and team leader of the German group. If this is your first time on this channel and you want to know everything there is to know about living in either Surrey or White Rock, British Columbia, or anything going on with BC real estate in general, consider hitting the subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you can be the first to learn about the market and the areas. People just like you are booking online meetups with us all the time who are looking to make their move to Surrey or White Rock. And the good news is we're here to help. Whether you're looking to move in 9 days, 90 days, or even 9 months from now, feel free to use the link to set up an online meetup with me and my team, and we'll be happy to help make sure that your move to Surrey or White Rock or even the surrounding municipalities is the absolute best that it could ever be. So the impetus for this video was from another video that I did back about the city of Surrey and just exactly how safe the city of Surrey is to live. If you're curious about checking that out, I will make the link to that video available in the description. Really, Surrey and White Rock border each other, so you might be interested in how safe living in Surrey really is. But I was completely blown away and surprised to find out that White Rock was on MacLean's list of the most dangerous places in Canada. Now, this was an article originally published back in 2018, but White Rock made the list again in the year 2020. This got me thinking, oh my gosh, like I live in White Rock. How safe is White Rock? Should I be concerned about living in the area? I have kids that are in the school system. I frequent all the local businesses in town. And I help people just like you get into properties all the time in the city of White Rock. So this was obviously incredibly concerning and I needed to dig deeper. As I had said at the start of the video, this information isn't very easy to find. So I wanted to make you a video where we have all of the information in one single spot so you can make a good decision on whether moving to White Rock is the right move for you and your family. Let's jump over this 2020 article to put a little context on this, and then we're going to start diving into some real numbers that I think you're going to appreciate knowing. When it comes to this 2020 version of MacLean's list, White Rock falls in the 82nd spot for all crimes committed in the city in comparison to the remainder of Canada. Additionally, it falls in the number 127 spot for violent crime. To give you an example of what the differences in these might be, well, violent crime is all the horrible stuff that you can imagine. Basically everything you would see late night on TV on one of your favorite shows, but not pretend, happening in real life. All crime, of course, includes things like theft, robbery, home break-ins, carjackings, that sort of stuff. And I'm going to make the link available to this so you can see it for yourself. On the Violent Crime Severity Index provided by Stats Canada, White Rock came in with a rating of 57. Now, to put that into context, in comparison to the average in Canada, well, the average is only about 82.5. So this is good. For things like violent crime, White Rock is actually far below the Canadian average. In fact, in 2020, as an example, the city registered 0 homicides, which is obviously a really good thing. Even firearm offenses registered at 0, which is another great thing. But obviously there were some other numbers that added to that. These were mostly comprised of various types of assaults. When it comes to the General Crime Severity Index, White Rock didn't fare so well because they got a rating of 83, where the Canadian average is 75. This puts White Rock into 82nd place when compared to 237 other cities in Canada. So why did White Rock get this rating? Well, that's because for things that can be considered non-violent crimes, White Rock shines a little bit more than some other cities in Canada. This could be related to things like breaking and entering, robbery, fraud, impaired driving, cannabis tracking, and other things. It may be worth mentioning, however, that a lot of these numbers are compared to how many incidences occur when compared to a population of 100,000 people. White Rock does not have 100,000 people. At this point, it's probably got roughly somewhere around 22 to 23,000. Since White Rock additionally borders onto the city of Surrey and is also a tourist hotspot, not only for people from out of town, but people coming from locally of other areas of the lower mainland, White Rock's a pretty popular spot to visit in the evening or in the summer because of the incredible beach around Semiahmoo Bay. This means that some of the crime from the rest of the lower mainland comes to visit when they come to visit White Rock. To put things into perspective a little bit, I want to let you know how this compares to other areas in the lower mainland, other cities. How are they performing when it comes to their crime severity index? Just to give you a little bit of perspective. When it comes to all crime, White Rock is considerably below Langley, Vancouver, Maple Ridge, Abbotsford, Surrey, and Whistler. So we're certainly not leading the pack in White Rock by any means when compared to some other municipalities in British Columbia. Violent crime is significantly lower, but all crime is higher than the Canadian average. This is really interesting. In fact, I even found another website called Area Vibes where they gave White Rock the rating of a D- when it comes to the crime in the city. So lots to think about there, lots to unpack. As I had mentioned earlier, it was really hard to source some of this information. However, one thing I was able to source was the most recently available White Rock RCMP report from Q1 of 2023. Oddly enough, there's nothing else on their website that is as close in date as this report, so we will work off this one for the purposes of this video. One thing that struck me is the population of White Rock has been growing significantly over the years, as well as the density around it in South Surrey and in the lower mainland. For context, total service calls for the White Rock RCMP have remained relatively steady over the last few years. You can see by the numbers provided that from about 2017 to the end of 2022, calls remained fairly steady, generally bouncing between 6,000 and 7,000 calls yearly. The distribution of criminal occurrences was relatively interesting as well. Out of 438 reported incidents, drug offenses took up only 1%, criminal driving with 5%, personal offenses with 14%, disturbance or breach with 26%, and coming in at a whopping 54% was property crime. Out of the incidents that did occur in White Rock, in the first quarter of 2023, there was 42 criminal charges that were recommended to the Crown Council, and it was about 110-ish in 2022 in total. Vehicle theft is certainly something in White Rock as well, and this may be because, well, the properties are small, there's not a lot of space to park on the properties generally, including in the driveways, so lots of cars end up being outside overnight. There was only 51 instances of stolen cars in White Rock in all of 2022, and just 13 in Q1 of 2023. There was 227 instances of theft from vehicles in 2022, and 60 reported in Q1 of 2023. Maybe you're a little bit less worried about your car, however, and you're a little bit more worried about your home. Well, I got good news for you in the fact that there wasn't a lot of break and enters into residential properties in White Rock generally. There was only 39 instances of this occurring in 2022 and only 10 instances of this occurring in the first quarter of 2023. Commercial was also relatively good in this respect. Only 16 occurrences in the first quarter of 2023, and that was split between commercial businesses, condo or strata mailbox thefts, or storage or parkade break-ins. A few other quick numbers just real fast for you. In the first quarter of 2023, there were 43 Mental Health Act calls, and there were 16 impaired drivers removed from the streets of White Rock. A relatively low number of crimes against people generally were included in these stats as well, and it's important to note that 50% of the reported crimes were for uttering threats or criminal harassment, not actual physical altercations. The first quarter of 2023 came in at 44 occurrences, and they note there were under 5 sexual offenses reported in that quarter. So there you have it. That is the scoop on whether White Rock is a safe place to live. What's the crime rate like in White Rock? I hope this answers a question for you if you're someone that's been considering moving to White Rock and just wondering whether it's a safe place for your family. I can tell you, as a longtime resident of South Surrey, White Rock, someone who grew up here and moved back here in my adult years, this is an incredible community, one that I have always felt safe in, one that I feel safe for my wife to walk our dogs in the evening in, and one that I feel safe for my family and friends to enjoy day in and day out all throughout the community. While some of the numbers in this report are surprising, I think it's important to take them with some context as well, especially when you're comparing them to other cities in Canada and in the Lower Mainland. Nonetheless, I hope this answers the question that you watched this video to seek out. And now what I would love to know is what you think. If you're a resident of White Rock and you're watching this video, do these numbers surprise you? And what do you think of the information that's been provided? Or maybe you're someone from out of town. What other information related to crime in the city of White Rock is missing that we can help you source out? Or what other type of video content would you love to see to learn more about the city of White Rock or the city of Surrey? Be sure to leave a comment below and let me know. And while you're down there, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so we can not only bring you updated videos on everything to do with real estate in Surrey, White Rock, or the real estate market in BC generally. And also, this will help other people like you looking to get great information about the area discover it on YouTube. Hey, look, I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and we'll definitely look forward to seeing you on the next video. Cheers.